Episode 53. This week we cover Spock's brain. This was the absolute bottom of the pile of dirt worst episode ever created. Of anything ever. Anything ever broadcast. It was terrible. Terrible. So the Enterprise, they're flying along there in space at red alert when a ship comes up. It's ion powered. Scotty's like, well, I've never seen anything like that before. They could teach us some things. Even though they'd seen ion powered ships before, they sure had. He forgot seasons 1 and 2 apparently. Because this was season 3. And with his new haircut, he forgot ion power. But they're not sure what this ship is, who's in it. But then a woman appears. She's transported aboard the Enterprise. Kirk tries to introduce himself. Then she knocks them all out with a button on her wrist. Knocks them all out. They wake up. Kirk can't find Spock. McCoy calls Kirk from the sickbay. He's like, you better get down here. So he gets down there. And there's Spock in the sickbay, still knocked out, with a towel around his head. And McCoy tells Kirk that his brain's been stolen. Kirk's like, well, that's not possible. And McCoy's like, well, it is. It's not there. So he says, well, how long can he survive that? McCoy says, I have no idea. Except I know that it's 24 hours. Totally contradicts himself. Goes from not having a clue to 3 sentences later knowing exactly 24 hours is the limit. So Kirk's like, well, we'll find his brain. Have Spock ready. We'll take him with us. McCoy's like, that's crazy, but okay. Well, then they have this long sequence where they look for the planet where that ship went. They track it down to a star system. None of the planets capable of sustaining life that would have created a starship like that. They're like, none of them did it. Let's guess. So they go with the planet with the glacial age, not thinking that a race could have used a planet as a base and not have specifically come from that planet. Didn't consider that. They were just thinking, well, they couldn't have created the starship, so the starship didn't come from there. But they were going to that planet. They didn't come from that planet. They forgot that. For 15 minutes. They finally beam down to this planet. They're looking around. They see cavemen come out. So Kirk's like, phasers on, stun them, but I want them conscious. Totally contradictory orders, but he issued them. They wake the one guy up. He doesn't have a clue what women are. He keeps saying there's others down below the planet. Kirk's like, that'll be impossible to find. This guy's like, found it. He found the elevator that leads down there. So Kirk orders Chekhov and the security guys to stay at the door, warming their hands on rocks, while they go find Spock's brain. McCoy and Spock beam down. Spock's got a device to his head. McCoy's got a 1952 remote control with multiple colored buttons with no insignia on what does what. He just pushes red, blue, and green buttons at will. Spock walks in specific patterns based on that. It was really, really odd. Really odd. They get down to this place. He sees a woman. He's like, she must know where Spock's brain is. She's got no clue. McCoy's like, she's got the mind of a child. She doesn't know. Based on nothing, because he didn't investigate her or give her an examination. Then they see another woman. She's got the bracelet, and Kirk's like, that's the girl that stole Spock's brain. She knocks him out again. They wake up and they got belts on because she can control that bracelet she wears to give them pain, apparently. Well, they go back and forth. She doesn't know what a brain is. Brain and brain, what is brain? She shouts. Kirk insists she has Spock's brain. They'd been able to communicate with Spock somehow with the communicator. It made no sense. They eventually, after a while, discover that they stole Spock's brain, put it in a computer, and Spock's brain was running their planet. And she was like, it'll run for 10,000 years now. Which made no sense. Spock's brain's not designed to last 10,000 years. It's not. Of course, they fight with the women. They eventually do the old fake faint and distraction and grab the girl routine. It worked. They get Spock, they get the brain. They found out through the woman that this 1950s hair dryer with spikes on it gives her incredible amounts of knowledge. And then she'll forget it within a few minutes. So they give it to McCoy, and he's like, well, of course I can put Spock's brain back. It's child's play. A child could do it. So they're like, alright, put it back in. Halfway through the surgery, he forgets. He's like, uh-oh, there's millions of nerve endings. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Kirk's like, well, hook up his vocal cords and have Spock tell you. And he's like, good idea, so he does that. And Spock directs the rest of his own brain surgery. Apparently he wasn't unconscious during the surgery, nor was a hair put out of place. Didn't have to shave his head or anything. It was terrible. Terrible surgery for Spock. He wakes up, and then he starts doing comedy. They all laugh. This season 3 episode was the dirt worst. They could have picked several. It wasn't the first that they recorded. It was the first that aired, so they had other episodes they could have put in place. They chose this one for some reason. Some interesting notes. Bill Shatner said that he considers this the worst episode. Leonard Nimoy used to say he was totally embarrassed while filming it. Think how he felt when it aired. Like I said, the season 3 premiere. New time slot. And that's how they decided to go. It's a terrible idea. All the regulars were in the episode. First time they had a star map on the view screen where people were walking back and forth in front of it. But that happened. Also, they established you don't have to mess with a person's hair to get to their skull to perform brain surgery. Twice. But pretty much that was Spock's brain. Wow, was it bad.